Shut up and sit down.
Global warming and greenhouse gas emission essay. Essay on global warming and greenhouse gas emission for students and children. Forest fires, ice caps and glacier melting, earthquakes, other disasters, and a rise in the average temperature across the globe. These are the adverse effects of global warming, climate change, and greenhouse gas emission. Not only are these, but the recent effects like the excessive number of bird deaths across the world in 2020 is also the impact of these issues. And what we are currently witnessing is just the starting, as there is a lot more to come and we have a lot more to witness if the current situation goes on and the emission of greenhouse gases and global warming continues at the same rate. Due to the irresponsible way of using the natural resources, improper waste management, and excessive and irrelevant burning of fossil fuels coming from several vehicles, factories, and burning forest and crops lead to the production of an excessive amount of carbon dioxide, hydrogen, nitrogen, methane, and other harmful greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. This is rapidly increasing with each passing day across the world. This entire scenario also adversely affects the water cycle and leads to several issues like glacier melting, poisoning of water bodies, acid rains, and others fatal for both humans and animals. As everyone is aware of the importance of the water cycle, water resources, forests, animals, and other environmental elements for the best survival of the humans on the earth. However, due to industrialization, globalization, and wrong usage of natural resources, the entire scenario of the water cycle's functioning is getting adversely affected. This leads to floods, droughts, and other unpredictable disasters and natural calamities, including cyclones and others. The present scenario is still not on the verge of what we still have to witness due to greenhouse gas emissions and global warming. Already we know how the extent of natural disasters is rising with each day, and with the current growth and rate of the causes, soon we might get to the verge where even our survival would become extremely difficult on Earth. Global warming and greenhouse gas emission not only affects land life but also leave a negative impact on aquatic life. Scientists also unveiled that with the increase in the average temperature of the Earth, the sea and ocean's oxygen level is declining, as a result of which the survival of aquatic organisms is becoming more challenging. Not only have this, but even some species reach the verge of extinction only because of the harmful and fatal risk of global warming and greenhouse gas emissions. Global warming is just a severely harmful aspect of climatic change. It has many causes and effects, and these are uncountable ones. In our daily lives, we come across the news of the extinction of species, glacier melting, water shortage, scanty or scarce rainfall, loss of life and property, and whatnot. Furthermore, global warming and the greenhouse effect are the major issues that need precise focus. All the nations from across the globe must come forward to fight against the problem and sustainably use all the resources while safeguarding the environment. It is necessary to take precautionary measures as soon as possible to maintain the existence of life on Earth and let it remain an ideal place for the survival of various species. Global warming stands for the rise in the average temperature of the earth, air, and oceans, leading to the difficulty in the survival of various species and the emergence of several natural calamities. The situation is rising rapidly since the mid 20th century and is continuing at a tremendous rate without any control and stoppage. The effect is mainly caused due to building up of the harmful greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. The most dangerous greenhouse gas is CO2, and its emission of it is increasing tremendously and has risen 120-fold in the last 140 years. However, in the 19th century, greenhouse gas emissions were mostly because by forest fires, deforestation, and other lithosphere changes, but are now predominantly due to the burning of fossil fuels. The rise in global temperature, global warming, has a significant reason behind it, as the greenhouse effect and emission of greenhouse gases like hydrogen, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen, and other fatal ones. These gases act in the atmosphere to trap the heat coming from the sun. Without the presence of these gases, the heat travels back and leaves the Earth's surface. But now, that isn't easy due to the entire phenomena of the greenhouse effect and thus leading to global warming. CO2 is the most harmful greenhouse gas that is present in the highest ratio around us. Even though the greenhouse effect is essential to ensure the survival of various species on the earth by providing it with the proper amount of warmth and heat, but as this effect becomes more robust and the earth gets warmer, that is also a fatal issue for the survival of various species. And the glacier melting is one of the causes of greenhouse gas emission, leading to global warming and thus the loss of living areas of polar bears. This scenario does not just stop here, and the rate of the emission of greenhouse gases is expected to rise even more in the coming time. Global warming is a severe effect that has many severe effects, and some of its products are yet to be found by experts. It hinders the growth and development of all the species and all the nations and leads to some severe loss of lives and properties. The rise in global temperature also leads to worsened climate and weather situations. As a result of global warming and greenhouse gas emission, glaciers are retreating at a tremendous rate, and the mountain's entire environment is changing. This is bringing a change in the whole habitat and also an increase in the seawater levels. The sea level has globally risen from 180 ml to 590 ml. This is a rising risk as at this rate, the sea and oceans will soon engulf a significant part of the land. With global warming, weather conditions are becoming extreme. The areas without any history of floods or droughts are now witnessing the same in the current years due to global warming and greenhouse gas emissions. Thunderstorms and cyclones are also becoming very common across various parts of the country. Winters are also getting shorter and summer is rapidly increasing with each passing year. The emission of greenhouse gases and global warming is also leaving adverse effects on vegetation. Several species are on the verge of extinction on land as well as in oceans. Lately, the number of diseases and disorders is also increasing, and more fatal ones are emerging. This is mainly because more variants of the viruses and bacteria survive for a larger span as they grow better in extreme temperatures with higher humidity. Furthermore, with the global warming and disturbed water cycle, the humidity level is rising, resulting in better survival condition for mosquitoes and the risk of more diseases. Not only these, global warming and greenhouse gas emission have many other adverse effects on the entire earth, like the change in the disease spreads and agricultural yields, reduced summers and higher humidity, added trade routes, the reduced ozone layer, and others. As the ozone layer is depleting, it is also adding to the emergence of some extreme and fatal effects on the humans and birth of babies with severe disorders, as it is unable to stop the harmful radiations of the sun from entering the earth's surface and contacting the people around.